Oh, we're live. Are we live? Yeah, live. Think we're fuck. Yeah, we're live. And we're live. Thank you, Jamaica, for setting it up. Such short. Okay, if you just joined us, this is the semi-final of the 4v4 Haxcups, and this is the second. A lot of struggle to get this stream going, but we're ready. And we have the super acquaintances on red team and the all stars on the blue team. They're making some last minute modifications. Both teams were having versus Ward games before, so they're very warmed up right now. Both teams have full lineups except for one team is missing Hernan Brocador, the Brazilian. So Holo is not gonna be a starter. His captain is making a little fun of him. And yeah, we have a lot of preparations for this game, a lot of anticipation for this game. A lot of issues setting up the stream, and the rooms had some issues crashing, but it seems like everything's okay now. And right now we're waiting for Sahir to make his team, having some and yeah, there's a lot of preparation going on. Yeah, a lot of trolling going on in the room right now. So he's having some issues with his team. He's waiting for somebody. And Lorien is joining the room, so I think both teams have their desired lineups, and I'm gonna read the statements on the score. Seems like the Super Contests are very, very confident in taking this win. Just expressed several times that there is no chance they lose, and he said they cannot lose to anybody. Let's see here, and Dr. Bounce were more cautious and said our team is stronger, but they will try their best, and they're confident they can take the win by surprise. And the starting lineups are gonna read them right now. Reus, Google, Monk, and Sharon Wee, who's been the starting lineup for this Super Acquaintances team most of the cup. And for the other team, we have Sehir, Lorien, and also here's deliberating. The has his full team at the disposal. And the starting lineup is gonna be Lorien, Sehir, Dr. Banzo, and John. For the bench in Super Acquaintances, they have Biscuits, Hollow. The game has started now. Finally, Super Acquaintances takes the kickoff. Both teams super nervous now. More actually, the very favorite team to win this competition is the Super Acquaintances. So anything that happens, like any close game or the Turkish team winning, is gonna be a surprise. So here just scores the first goal after he was precipitating the first time. Now he's taking the first goal now, Lorien, with a good interception on the kickoff for the Super Acquaintance, who are looking shaky so far. Maybe good opportunity for here to strike another one and surprise everybody. Turkish team, and John is gonna take a shot, but he's missing. Monk is gonna take a counter attack. So far, the Super Acquaintances are looking very weak, in my opinion, and not at their usual selves. They were warming up a lot in the public rooms. They have a they had a public room open, and so did the other team. Both teams were practicing against random pours in the American rooms. Now, all stars on defense. Rails controlling the ball, starting to fly a little bit. The all stars, Google is gonna score the first one for the Super Quintans. The game is tight. So here with a great goal, just exploded the weaknesses of the other team, and now it's taking the lead. The All Stars. It's a series of 3 games, and John just came all full speed, and Team Bombs are here on the net. Now Dr. Bounce with another mistake, stupid mistakes right now from the All Stars. That was really stupid from John and also from Dr. Bounce, which just hit the post of the net when he could have saved that. Also not also a miss from Google. If he could have scored and also missed, but a lot of mistakes. Both teams, you can tell they're very nervous. Semi-final, and I have some information about past semi-finals from other cups. Yes. I'm being told that he's been choking in prior semifinals, so hopefully it doesn't happen to him this semifinal. The Super Coins take the lead for the first time in this game. It's the first period of the first game. Remember, it's gonna be a three-game series. Well, best of three. If Cherno is now gonna miss an open net, that's very weird. You can tell he's nervous as well as Google is making mistakes they don't usually do, and can tell that semifinals making some people make mistakes that they don't usually do right now. So here and John team bump each other on the net, and Google's gonna score that in the middle of them. So here takes the kickoff, and it's 4-2 now. Gotta be careful for the Turkish team that they don't allow too many goals, or the game is gonna escape from them. Let's say that Monk is just gonna score another one. John looking weak so far for All Stars. Team bumping a little bit. John getting in the way a little bit. So here's gonna score and 5-3. So still a close game. Nothing's decided. Dr. Mouse T-Boss here on the net, but luckily not causing no much issues. Just John flew by. Now three people against here on the net, and Monk is just gonna score that easily as John comes flying again. So you just gotta be careful that the game doesn't escape from him. He needs to make substitutions fast, and if he sees a mistake, for example, John just team bump Lorien again, and he's getting in the way of Dr. Bounce. Needs to watch these things before the game is escaping from him. It's 6-3 right now. All Stars on offense, and so far 3 goals from counter attack for the Super Quintus. They now have another one. John is just gonna give Monk an easy win, and so here's shoot benching right now. Before it's too late, it's 7-3 now. So the game is gonna escape from him in the first period. So far, 3 important mistakes from John and some team bumps, and yeah, 7-4 right now. So here's scoring another one. I think all the goals from All Stars are being from Sahir right now. Super Quintus takes a shot, so he blocks it on the net. Now counter attack for Sahir. He misses the X. Now Rose controlling the ball. John is gonna take a strong X. Lorien has an opportunity now. Cherno just blocks him. Dr. Bounce takes a shot, but he's very wide. He should have passed now. Lorien is taking the opportunity. Google's gonna counter attack, and a risky situation now for the All Stars. Here saves it on the net. 15 seconds from the first period, and Dr. Bounce is probably gonna allow another goal. Sahir just saves it on the net. Good save there by Sahir. But he takes the shot too soon. He should have waited for John to bump. And the first period is gonna end 7-4, +3 for the Super Acquaintances. Let's see, the lineups for Super Acquaintance are gonna stay the same. Both teams keeping the same lineup. I think that's a big mistake from Sahir. If he's gonna make any change, he should have done it now and not wait until a third period or the next game. But he's the captain, so maybe he knows better. And now Monk is just gonna score an easy goal after 7 seconds. His game is escaping from Sahir. I think he should make a substitution because you're losing, and he has got players on the bench, so why not? Missing Eric, but he's got Lee Everett and Omar Messi. Well, maybe not that much. Right now, Google scores another one, and the Super Quintus starting to dominate this first game, and he's +5. Started being a very close game, but the All Stars started making a lot of mistakes, stupid mistakes on team bombs and not taking opportunities. They need to be strong in a semifinal. Just cannot allow mistakes like these team bombs. John getting in the way of Sahir. Now Sahir steals the ball. Shirnui against Sahir. Sahir out macros him. John misses an open net, and Google's gonna take that ball and try to counterattack. Now John's controlling the ball in the corner. Takes it next. Reus saves the shot from Sahir. Dangerous situation right now for the Super Acquaintances. But good defenses for Super Acquaintances. Holding strong against all of the All-Stars who are on offense right now. They're probably going to take a counterattack if the All-Stars don't score. That's how they're allowing so many goals.
Hi.
Hey, and the Google's going to take a counterattack, or Rails gets in the way. Some dudes just join. Probably Gonzo. John making a mistake. Oh, Monk saves stay as John making another mistake is passing the ball to Google. Google's gonna intercept us. A lot of going on. And if you're joining, you shouldn't join because you'll get banned. No questions asked. So don't join the stream channel right now unless you're gonna commentate with me. Google takes an angle shot and scores, and the game's escaping from Sahir, and he's not making any substitutions. That's really just letting the game slip from him. He can make substitutions right now and still hope for a change. But if he keeps the same team, it's gonna be really difficult for him. I'm being told, so Scrotum, if you join one more time, you'll get Discord banned. So don't join. Uh, Whoever joins the stream channel is gonna get banned. It's 5-0 this period. Really bad performance from the All Star start. They had a good start and then they just collapsed. And I think part of this is fault of the captain for not quickly realizing his team's mistakes, and he need to make a substitution before it's too late. But now it's too late. This game is completely gone for the Super Acquaintances, and he's gonna have to try to win the second game. As Monk just misses an open net, it's just laughable for Monk. Embarrassing. Good substitutions the Super Acquaintances have. They have Biscuits on the bench. He was bench all of the cup, so I don't remember any game from him. Now Google scores another one. And this is quite getting embarrassing for Sahir's team as they have not scored one single goal this period as red. So clearly the Super Acquaintances are better as blue. They scored the first one, so here's scoring now. But this game is completely over for. It's in the second period, but I don't think they will pull a comeback on the third period. Uh, I can be wrong, of course, but it's not looking like they're strong at all to take this game, like pull a comeback. So they should focus on the second game, in my opinion. Now Google scores a great goal between Shirnui and John. The kickoff from the Ulster is not working at all. Some very weak kickoff, just gives the ball to the other team, and the Ulsters are not good on defense. Just Monk's missing another open net. It's quite embarrassing for Monk. Shino just waiting for the bombs and scores another one. This period's completely rape right now. And I'm not too sure Sahir's gonna make a change for the third period. I mean, if he's smart, he should try a different lineup for the third period that if it works, he should do that for the second game. Because if he keeps the same lineup and then puts a different person on the other game, he's gonna be cold, and you don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. So if Sahir's smart, he should completely make a one or two substitution on the first period, even if he knows he's lost this game, uh, just to warm his bench players for the second game and hope for a win. 9-2 the second period. Right now it's 16-6, so plus 10. And Monkey's saying my bad for the open end misses. Yeah, that was embarrassing. And so here's not being smart, being stubborn, and keeping the same lineup. Well, finally he did something. Yeah, he finally listened to me and he put Omar Messi in as instead of John. Because if he kept the same lineup, it would be just stupid. Probably JSJ is also gonna put a different lineup, and that's smart from JSJ because it also could, even if it's a weaker lineup, it will trick Sahir into thinking that's it's working. Let's see if Sahir can pull a comeback. 10 goals deficit right now. Hollow is gonna get some time. Rails gets bench. This is still the first game. It's the third period of the first game, and right now the third period is gonna start. It's plus 10. Just doesn't even know how much his team is winning by. Liever just left the room. Liever just always doing that. If he doesn't get time, he just leaves, and he probably thinks the game's over. Omar is gonna get time now for this third period, and also Tornado. So that's good substitutions for Sihir's team. Dr. Bounce and John got benched, and I think that he should have done that in the second period. Could have been a closer game, and now Omar and Sahir's gonna own goal. That's really stupid. Ball hogging. Sahir's gonna take the kickoffs now instead of Lorien. Tornado very flying out. So here's gonna take a shot, and Shiranui makes a great save on the net. Small team bumping them now. Good counter attack for Hollow, but doesn't control the ball. Don't join the boys' channels. Trooper's gonna ban you. He's got the ban button already. Now Hollow with the ball. He kicks it on Tornado. It's just looking very cold, Tornado. Orient team bumps his team. Shiranui misses a very tight angle shot though. Kukut's gonna hit it now, so here saves it. So 1 minute and one goal in this period. Obviously, this lineup is working a little better for Sears team. And if you ask me, I don't know what John was a starter. And yeah, Harry Kane is gonna get banned. It's just an announcement for everybody. So this should have been the starting lineup. It's working clearly better, more organized on defense. But maybe it's hindsight. I don't know. Uh, but I wouldn't have started John, or I would have benched after the first minute of his performance. Also here with a great interception, he's gonna score the first goal, the second goal of his period. Still plus 10 for the Super Acquaintance who are taking this game easily. There is still another game after this, so don't leave right after this game. The Super Acquaintances play against the All Stars again, and if they win, they're gonna advance to the finals. If they lose, they are gonna have to play a third game and see who's gonna advance to the finals. And just Lorien just allowed an easy goal. Shino gets benched. Biscuit's gonna get some time now. Probably his first or second game of all this competition. He just rode that bench, and let's see how he performs now. this game is completely over, the first one, but maybe JSJS is also planning to use a different lineup for the second game. Who knows? Obviously, Sahir should at least try this lineup for stars in the second game. It's working a little better. The first lineup didn't work at all. It's just allowed 10 goal deficit. It's really bad. Hollow missing an open net, and Lori now with the ball, controlling it. It's looking a little macro right now. He's gonna take a shot, but just passes to Tornado instead of shooting to the ball. Monk comes flying. Monk starting to troll a little bit. You can tell he knows he won this game, and I think it's a good idea. Oh, Seher takes a shot but misses and hits post. Tornado with an open net and scores. So I think Monk is now trolling a little bit, and JS has the opportunity to use his entire alternative team for the second game, which is also good because it's also very strong. And now Tornado own goals, embarrassing for the Turkish non-monster. Great goal there by Tornado, who redeems himself from the embarrassing own goal. So this is still the third period of the first game. After this game, we're gonna have another one. Lorraine just misses an angle shot, very tight though. Omar Messi with a great angle shot. I don't know how to do that. That was a great goal though by Omar Messi. Clearly, this lineup is working a little better, even though it's mobile hockey. But John was having a terrible performance in the first two periods, and Solo just misses an open net, but Google scores it for him. Uh, it's 1 minute to go from the third period of the first game, and Super Quintesses are gonna win this one. It's best of three, so we need to still see who's gonna win the second game. And I think Sahir is looking at this team and thinking, okay, maybe with this lineup I can beat them. At least he should try that, because if he starts Dr. Bounce and John again for the second game, is maybe he didn't learn anything. And not saying the Dr. Bounce playing bad or anything, but this team is working better for Sahir's team, so he should just start it. Maybe they could win the second game and pull a surprise for the third game. So far, I'm not convinced they can take a win on any game though, but because I think Monk is trolling a little bit on this last period, so I'm not sure this score of the third period is realistic. Final Monk scores in this is plus 10 still for super acquaintances. I'm gonna give you total score in the end. Tornado with a goal there, and probably Ulster is gonna win this period, but they lose the first game by a big margin, +9 right now for super acquaintances, and yes, this game is gonna end. So now we have the second game, and so here's probably gonna keep the same lineup he just played. He's still iterating right now. Did anybody write the last period score? Was it 6-5, right? So there's some Turkish chat going on. Lorena saying stuff in Turkish, and I think Sahir would be. Oh, Sahir's making a big mistake. He's starting John instead of Omar Messi for the second game. Please don't join the. You're gonna get banned. Just don't join the voice chat. So the second game is underway now. It's gonna start. So here's I think it's my opinion making a big mistake with the lineup. Game is paused. People joining on the voice channel for some reason. So if you just joined, this is gonna be the second game. Super Acquaintances took the first one easily. Also, here's going with a strange starting lineup. JSJ stops the game. Game has started now. Now Tornado is not ready. Okay, and the second game has started, and it's 1-0 in 6 seconds for the Super Acquaintances. And I think Sahir's throwing his team under the bus right now. He should not start John on the second game after how he got raped on the first and second period. Those a lot of the mistakes came from John, and now right now he's just making another one. So even if John performs super good right now, I think it's still a mistake to start him. It's just not good to make that decision, and John is clearly out of place in this game. Um, he's usually a good player, but he's not performing well right now. And so he won the only period he won it with Omar Messi and Lorien and Tornado on the team. So he's making a huge mistake, and I think that's gonna cost him the entire semifinal because he's very stubborn, not making substitution on the first or second period, and right now he's eating 2 goals in 1 minute. And whenever he makes a substitution, it's gonna be too late. So if he doesn't react right now, it's gonna be too late for not just flying into all over. And Monk, sure, JS just went for the same starting lineup, which is the strongest one, of course, in his opinion, because that's the one that he's been playing mostly in this cup. Sure, just misses an open net. The shot was not strong enough. Tornado is looking now, flying all over, and yeah, he misses a save. Now it's 3-0, and John gets souped out, and Lorien puts Omar Messi in. I think that was really stupid from Zahir to have started him. After 2 periods, eating 10 goals, you cannot just start the same people. Now it's 4-0 on the second game, and I think really bad substitutions for him, or bad decisions overall from the captain. And finally, they're gonna score 1 goal, 4-1. So let's see if they can pull a comeback. But that was stupid to start John on the second game because you just lost a game by 10 goals with that lineup, and it just starts again. So I don't get it. You just threw the game on the first period. And you can tell the Super Quintus are very confident to win this game, and they're not looking like they will give this up. So here just team bumps Messi. Lorien's gonna save a shot from Google. Omar missing the X now on the control. Lorien's gonna save it on the net, but it's not good enough. On 6-1, and the All-Star team is getting dominated right now. It's just you cannot see any sort of organization between this team, and it's clear from the start because They didn't even know which lineup was gonna start. So he just decided in the minute before the game started. It's like, okay, I'm gonna start these dudes, and while the other team was obviously prepared and knows their starting lineup, so he didn't know his starting lineup. Omar Messi takes a shot. Now Sonar with a great bump on the corner to Reus and scores by Messi. This should have been the starting lineup for Sehir's team. Right now, they are in comeback mode because he started John on the second game, which is not bad, but it didn't work. So what I'm saying is not John is that John is bad player or anything. Just it didn't work. They ate 10 goals like that, and this one isn't working either now. But my point is, you start a game losing 5-0, and then you make a substitution. It's not great. You just have to react fast. Now, so he's substituting his entire team out, and he puts Dr. Bounce, Tornado, and John again. I don't think Sahir knows what he's doing as a captain right now because he's just putting the same team that he used and lost 10 goals with. Just scored one, but this team didn't work in 2 periods. They ate plus 10, so why would it work now? I'm not sure. JSG's team, all combinations have been working, so he could give some time to his bench players, though. Maybe on the second period, we'll see some more action from Biscuits and Hollow. Yeah, you can tell this lineup is not looking too good. They're very weak and shaky on defense. And you can tell the Turkish team is starting to lose their game mentally more than anything. So here's flying a little bit now. You cannot see any sort of playmaking from the Turkish team, and they're all trying to ball a little bit. John and Tornado just came and bumped John for no reason. Rose is gonna score a nice goal now. Just talked about safety on the net. Shirno just taps it in now. A strong shot by Shirno. So right now this is the first period of the second game, and it's getting quite embarrassing for All Star team. They didn't perform well at all. It's just getting dominated. Big mistakes from the captain, starting same people he used and lost with in this the first game. That's a big mistake. I mentioned it before the game, and he should have just gone with the same lineup he used in the third period, but instead he just put John, and that didn't work out, of course. Very nice. +5 for super acquaintances. First period of the second game. Did I say 5-9 or 9-4? That's 9-4. So here being stubborn with the lineup and again doing mistakes. He's now benching Lorien. And I don't see any hope of for Sahir teams, if I'm honest. He's not making any smart substitutions. He's keeping the same losing team. So yeah, I think this, in my opinion, this semifinal is pretty much. I can call it now. It's Sahir is making really dumb substitutions. He's just keeping the same team that just lost the first game by 10 goals, and this is the first period of the second game by 5 goals, and he keeps the same teams instead of trying Omar Messi or Tornado or Lorien combinations. So he's trying the same losing combination he used in two periods and got completely destroyed by it, and now he's getting destroyed again. So that's not smart. You don't do that. And now he's not reacting again. So he's got 4 minutes left for the second period, and he still doesn't make any substitution. He needs to score 6 goals. Multi-team ball now by John. Google's gonna take a counter attack, and Rose is probably gonna score this in front of John. Yes, he's gonna do it. Outforce him, and so he's still don't. So he's still not reacting. So he's throwing away the game. Um, Clueless captain a little bit though. Didn't manage the substitutions well. I think that this team had a chance, but you have to be able to manage your changes if the lineups doesn't work, because the game escapes for you. It's really only 3 periods, and the game's really escaping from you. If you just lose the first period 9-4, it's really hard to come back from that. Especially against a strong team like Super Quintus, is just not gonna collapse out of nowhere. They're very calm right now. Look, you can just see Rose waiting in front of 4 players flying all over, and that's a little funny goal there for Rose. And now, of course, the other team is it's +7 right now. The second game is +6, but I don't see any sort of hint that we'll see a comeback from the All Stars. They don't have any sort of combination that has worked so far. Well, they did one. It was Lorien, Omar, Sehir, and who was the other? It was Lorien, Omar, Sehir, and Tornado who did perform the best, but Sehir's not putting them together. So for some reason, that was the only period he won, and he's sticking to his team, the losing lineup, and obviously not reacting or being stubborn, and that's really big mistake for a captain not to be able to manage his substitutions. Just not sure what else to say. I know I'm repeating that, but you can tell John is being very weak right now. You can see he's got the best ping of the room. He's not moving fast. He's missing a lot. Now Monk is gonna force an angle from Dr. Bounce, and this is getting embarrassing for the All Stars. And Doctor he's still not passing, and this is the second period of the second game, and he's still not passing to make any substitutions, even though he's losing and getting completely dominated. So that's how you lose a semifinal. You can of course lose, but not reacting to this is really harsh. And John just misses another net, and Dr. Bounce takes a strong X, but Monk is there to defend it. No, a lot of flying and trolling, I think. A little trolling from Shiranui and Monk. They're having some fun. I can tell them laughing on the chat. And so here's team has no hope now, especially if he doesn't pass and make any change or tell some of his team to do something different or anything. He doesn't. He's not talking at all. This he's probably mad. That's that's something you don't want to be on a semifinal, because it's just mentally collapsing. John just flew by again. Very weak defense from All Stars, and just Shirnui and Monk just laughing at them. I think it's a little deserved though. It's not a good performance from a semifinal team. Now Tornado on goal. Well, Shirnui taps it in front of them on 7-3 dispute. Quite a hefty scoreline now for. I can clearly call this semi-final is over. No matter what Sahir does in the third period with his lineup changes, he just threw the game from the first period of this second game. He just kept the same losing lineup from the first game, so that was not understandable for me. Um, he put his worst performance started. You probably don't. Maybe it's not as easy to notice when you're in the game, but come on, you cannot try the same lineup as. And he's not reacting. Like you can tell, he's eating right now again +10, and he's not reacting to it. So he doesn't at this point. He's not trying to win the game. I don't know what he's trying. And John takes another mistake and just kicks the ball on the keeper. Google's gonna counter attack and scores another one. It's +11 right now. So really weak team for a semifinal is the think bad managed in general. They have a good start in the first 2 minutes of the first game, and that was it. After that, they completely got dominated. I don't know whatever Secure does right now. It's irrelevant because there's no chance that they will come back from this. It's just they don't even know that the game hasn't ended. Monk and Monk was already celebrating. Now Lorien is gonna put himself. Sahir is gonna put Lorien, John again. Sahir's got no clue about this game. I think he's gonna put. He's not paying attention to underperforming right now. He's not trying. The only lineup that worked was on the third period of of the first game, and he's not using it. So it's not. I don't understand it. He should just start himself, Lorien, Orc, Messi, and Tornado was the only lineup that worked, but instead he's keeping John, who is the worst performer of his team right now, and he's not noticing somehow. Well, JSJS is gonna put Hollow and Biscuit in, and Monk and Google. So he benches him. He's gonna bench Shernoi and Rose. Interesting that the captain is not playing. Oh, big save there by Lorien, and but yeah, the All Star team has no clue how to defend. They're just all bunching in the net and all chasing the ball. So there's clearly no chemistry between these players on defense, at least. And I gotta call it against John is really the weakest player of this game, and he's still starting him instead of trying something different. Something refreshing that could have given him hope. John is making just a lot of mistakes in this game. Maybe he's lagging, maybe he's not feeling well, but whatever it is not good. Sahir also not looking too good in this game. Dorian just came flying, a lot of flying from the All Stars. John makes a big save, but doesn't control the ball for the counter attack. Now Hall is controlling the ball. He's gonna prepare himself for a pass. It's crowded though. I'm surprised that Sahir didn't use Messi on as a starter. He's usually a really good player on public rooms, and in general, I think we can say he's kind of known for being a decent player, and he didn't use him at all. Like he got the full bench. You can see there's zero defense on the All Star teams, just flying and all bunching. Now Monk trying some fancy passes with Google. Google gonna take the shot and saves it. Very weak and shaky defense right now from the All Stars. Anytime someone comes flying full speed, they bump all of them, and that's what just happened. And right now, let me see, it's 5. It's +13, if I'm not wrong. It's impossible to come back from this. A really bad performance for All Star that just. I think the team got bad managed on this semifinal with the substitutions. And there was no other clear idea from who's gonna be the starter or what's the bench alternative, but it just was all improvised. I think the lineup, and I think the captain failed to realize his team's mistakes and didn't make any changes, didn't say anything at all during the game. And he hasn't spoken one word other than like okay, maybe he said two words in Turkish, and that's it. Now Reus is making some jokes in the chat, asking if they should just play 5v3 because it's a little mocking of the teams. So Google and flies between John and Sahir and scores as John makes another mistake. And Sahir still doesn't bench him. He's not reacting at all to any of the mistakes. He just keeps going and he's gonna die with his losing team. And what a great goal now! Another mistake from John. I'm surprised nobody in his team is saying anything. At least during the first period, he should. Some of his team members should have said something. Lorian just missed an X, and Sahir paused. I don't think he should done it, but yeah, it's irrelevant at this point. Somebody went AFK for like a second, and he paused. With 1 minute to go, this was a really bad performance from the All Stars, and they got completely embarrassed in this game, making a lot of mistakes. Open net misses, team bombs. Mon just comes flying and bombs everybody, and he can't. So the total score right now is something crazy, but Super Acquaintance clearly dominating. They're becoming clear favorites to win the 5. Well, they've been always favorites to win this competition, and we will see tomorrow the third place game and the finals of the cup between Super Acquaintances is going to be the finals, and Flamingo, the Brazilian team who managed to beat W's team. Very confident Brazilian team said they can win this competition even against these Americans. A little preview of what's coming tomorrow. So at least I'm hoping to see a more balanced game. Pretty sure it's gonna be a more balanced game tomorrow. It's gonna be Super Quintus versus Flamengo for the finals, and the third place is gonna be All Stars against Chicken Dynasty. If the game happens at all, because I don't know if All Stars is gonna show up after this, but yeah, that's the game. So it's gonna be probably around. So the game has ended, and Super Quintus advanced to the final with a very weak All Star team, which is we're on the moon for this game. I think the best player for this particular series of game was between Shernui and Fing Wang was a great bumper. Even though he was trolling a little bit on the last two periods, it was working because the other team was just punching on the net. So before you go, don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the finals, the big finals and the third place match. The finals is gonna be Super Acquaintances, the great team we just saw. They're completely a very strong team altogether. The bench players, all of them are strong players. They missed Hernan Brocador, who's also right now is the top Brazilian player in the FSB, among with Rios. I think they're considered the one of the two best Brazilian players right now. So it's lucky for JSJS to have him. And the other team, of course, is highly rated Brazilian players. Japonese and company are really strong. They're leading right now on the table of the FSB, the Brazilian league. So it's going to be an interesting final. I'm quite sure the Brazilians can manage to win a game against this team, and if it goes to a third game, we could see a surprise though. And I think there's also the thing about the pings. I'm not sure the Trooper's gonna have to explain that, but from the rules that I have right now in the book, one game is gonna be on Brazil and one game is gonna be on America, and the third game, I'm not sure if it goes to a third game. So there is that also. Brazil's have a game in Brazil, and yeah, this is confirmed right now. There's gonna be tomorrow in the finals. One game is gonna be in the Brazilian room, and the other game is gonna be on the on the American room. For the third game, I think it's gonna be a lot of coin toss. That's it for tonight, guys. Good night. Shout out to Hurricane, who's gonna be banned from Discord. Micah, end the stream.